Hey, everybody. Who's ready? There's nobody online yet. Hey, everybody. Rideshare Trickster here. And I am going to be pulling a name for GodonnieCOM. He busted the 500 subscriber mark, and is going to be giving away a Amazon gift card. So I went through about 7 different videos and scroll through names, and I came up with a winner. So I do have a winner picked. I was asked to mention a couple things, and again, first of all, let me say thank you very much, Donnie, for letting me help you out here. I really, it's always a pleasure to help out a good friend. And come on, man, you already know you're a great friend. We all hope you get your voice back. I watched your video, and man, you really have no voice. So I don't know how you're going to get that voice back, because if you're anything like me, you have a hard time keeping quiet. Yeah, come on, man. I'm just playing. So all of us at the After Hours Rideshare Club, Trickster Nation, we all wish you a speedy recovery. And again, thank you very much for letting me handle your giveaway. It's an honor. So I've got 3 people in the house, and I'm going to actually hang tight for about 15 minutes per Donnie's request. See how many people we can get in the house. I think he posted the video kind of late, but hey, Forrest, we have a Purple Heart veteran in the house. So let's give Forrest a thumbs up for his service. My family, I grew up in the military in a police family. I decided to go the way of medicine, but we do have a veteran in the house, so let's show him a lot of respect. Forrest, thank you. And Don, I will be keeping this video up. Donnie requested I keep this up for at least 7 days. And yeah, Forrest, his voice was just horrible. So you obviously saw it. Hey, Lisa, my moderator's in the house. I've got 4 people watching. If you're just joining, Lisa, Donnie asked me to wait about 15 minutes to get the stream going, see how many people we could get in the house. I did wind up picking a name, and I had my wife watching, so we're legit, we're good. And we got Forrest Gaming Noob. I call him Forrest. That was his nickname in the Army. We do have a veteran in the house, so let's give him some respect. And I'll probably say this a few times before I actually get through the drawing. Donnie gave me a text and said that YouTube is pulling your watch time from your videos if there's any foul language. I'm not quite sure about that. I've got my moderator, Lisa, who's looking into it, and she's got a few people doing some research on it, because we do have the option to make these videos R-rated, no PG-13. But even though we have to click on whether it's made for kids or it's not made for kids, there still may be an issue with what we say. So I'm going to do my best. I don't want to lose my time. And I have to ask you to please be respectful in the comments. My moderator will delete your comments, and she won't. We're not going to be putting anybody in timeout unless you guys just get completely crazy. But if you leave a comment and there is anything that might be offensive to anybody else that may be watching, that comment will be deleted. And I will give you fair warning. If it continues, then you will be timed out, and I hate to sound like like a, I almost said it, jerk, but we got to keep it real. So with that being said, I'm actually going to do a two-part video. So we got 5 people in the house right now. Still got about 10 minutes. You know what? I'm going to start out by, I hope the TV's not too loud. I got my cool little laser light going in the background. I actually bought it for my car, and it sucked. It was horrible. And I had a black interior, and my car was red and black, so it didn't work. So before we get into the drawing, I'm going to throw something out here. I do both Lyft and Uber, and I'm pretty happy with. I'm more happier with Lyft than I am with Uber. And just to give you guys an idea, those are my stats on Lyft. And there's my face. Oh, it's not up there, but that's my stats on Lyft right now. Uber, I'm at like 207, 210 rides or something like that, 4.92. But I obviously do a lot more Lyft. But I have to take their test also, and I have that sitting. Oop, wait a minute. It was there. Where'd it go? Oh no! It looks like it's gone. I was actually going to do a video on their sexual harassment thing, and I had it in queue, and it's gone. And I really don't want to go in. Let me see if I can try to find it. So we've got 5 people watching, and just to let you know, Forrest, I'm not gonna be in the chat until until people get notified and we get on. Get some people from hopefully from Donnie's channel over here. So I'm gonna try to find this real quick. You know what, Lisa? I just checked and I hit my messages, and I already watched the videos, and I had it on standby as a recap, and I lost it. So somebody told me if I go to my dashboard, I can find it there. So I'm gonna check my dashboard real quick. Vegas, Rideshare 88. What's up, man? Thanks for joining. Doing Donnie's giveaway here. He has got absolutely no voice at all. That man does not sound like him. I feel sorry for him. He's rough. So he sent it over to me, and he did send me a text. I have to wait until about 11:45, 11:50ish. He wanted me to give enough people to see his video, get into the after hours rideshare club, and make sure that we had some people here. He sent me a text message that says, please no swearing. So that's going to be a little tough for me because I'm Italian. And no swearing in the chat. If you're swearing in the chat, Lisa's going to just delete the message. So we're not going to get totally stupid on you. We got to delete the message. I've got my moderator here, and she's already thrown out some text to verify if this is true or not, because obviously we have to click on that little safe for kids or not safe for kids. And of course, anything after hours rideshare is not safe for kids. And if we can't pick up minors, then minors shouldn't be watching our channel. Anyway, let me see if I can find this, Lisa, real quick here. Oh, there's my full screenshot. So there's my ugly mug right up there. Yeah, my activity sucks for the last 3 weeks. It's all been zeros. Didn't get my car this weekend. Hopefully Tuesday. So let's go to tutorials. There it is. So while we're waiting for other people to get into the clubhouse here, I am going to tear this thing apart because there are some things in here I didn't agree with. Your comments are welcome as I go through this. We have 6 people in the After Hours Rideshare Club. Thanks for joining. If you're from Donnie's channel, thank you very much. I don't know if there's a subscribe button or any of that good stuff. We got just one more. We got 7 now. So join up with Trickster Nation. Be a part of the Outlaws of Rideshare, as we call it, or the After Hours Rideshare Club, whatever you want to call it. a lot of good people in this group. We have a lot of good info. We have a lot of fun, and so feel free to subscribe, join, click the little bell icon. That way you're notified when anybody posts a new video. Check in the chat. I hope I'm pointing in the right direction. Depending on how you look at it, it's over there or over there. Look at everybody that's in the chat. Give them a thumbs up. Subscribe to their channels. We're all a big family here. We're all looking out for each other. I was very humbled that Donnie actually asked me to do his giveaway. So with that being said, let's move forward with this wonderful lift. Make sure my volume's up here. Test, and we're gonna. If for those of you who aren't familiar with my channel and are watching, we've got a veteran in the house. I've got my moderator in the house. We got Vegas Rideshare 888, and so that's 3. We've got 8. But we're gonna go through this real quick so I can get some more people in here. That's what my friend Donnie asked, so that's what I'm gonna do. Let's tear this thing apart a little bit, because I saw it earlier and I was not happy with what I heard. So here we go. This is the first part of the mandatory sexual harassment driver educational video that Lyft has put out. I don't know if I'll be able to show it on the camera, but we can hear it. So here we go.
Hi there, and thanks for joining us today. Question for you. As a driver, have you ever been in a situation with a passenger that you weren't sure how to handle? Maybe they said something that offended you or made you feel uncomfortable. Maybe they were asking you questions you didn't want to answer, or any guidelines to heart. And we want our entire community
Sorry,
to
guys.
ask people.
Let's try this again.
Maybe they were asking you questions you didn't want to answer, or maybe they said something you didn't appreciate. Here at Lyft, safety is our top priority, and we've partnered with RAIN, the nation's largest anti-sexual violence.
Okay, first part about that video. Yes, we've all dealt with passengers that have made us feel uncomfortable or pissed us off or done whatever. And my first thing with that is, I'm sure everybody here, and again, I don't know if you heard me, we have a new clubber. We got Timer 66 in the house, and looks like he's friends with my mod. So cool. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us, Timer. Let's get back to this video. And anyway, when people upset us, I want to see what kind of comment. I want to see who throws out the first answer. What do we do if we have somebody that's in the back of our car that's just running us to the point where we're just taking it out? We're done. We're done. What as an independent contractor would you do? Because I know what I'm going to do. And the reason I'm picking this video apart is because it makes us sound like we're employees already. And I think that's what rubbed me the wrong way. So thank you. 100%. Lisa got it. Pull over to a safe location and drop them off, have them exit your vehicle, and either you can cancel the ride or they can cancel the ride. I personally, I've only had to do it once, and I actually told the person to cancel the ride, and he said he wasn't going to cancel. I said, well, if you don't cancel it, I'm going to keep getting paid. You need to cancel the ride. If the passenger cancels the ride, there is no negative feedback, as far as I know, because they canceled, so they can't rate you. And if they can, and you do have a situation like that, the answers in this video, I'm not really. Anyway, we'll get on with it. I don't want to ramble too much. Pull over to the side of the road, or if you're not too far away, take them back to where you picked them up from, and ask them to exit your vehicle and call another ride. And still, always try to have the passenger cancel in whatever situation. Shut your app off. Immediately notify Lyft, or in this case, notify Lyft, and tell them what happened, why you went back, or why you dropped them off, or why they canceled the ride. And I've got that in a couple of my videos. I say shut the app off as soon as they're out of your car. Just drive, a mile away, so you're a safe distance. If you contact Lyft driver support first, your voice gets heard. Whereas if they contact them first and we get that little pop-up notification saying that we had a complaint, they don't listen to us. So always, 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 if you have anybody in your car that is just being, derogatory, condescending, I want this, I want that, anything, and they're just rubbing you the wrong way. If you're not that far from where you picked them up, take them back to where you picked them up. Ask them to get out of your car. That's the best place to go if you're if you're not into the ride too far. If not, make sure you get them to a safe location, an open restaurant where they can go inside where it's warm. Have them cancel the ride and immediately shut your app off and notify Lyft driver support and document everything that happened, because your voice gets heard. You're the first one to make generate that complaint, and if the customer or passenger calls in, with my experience, Lyft has got our backs because we are calling it in first. We're not giving the passenger to call it in, and most likely they're not going to call it in right after you drop them off. They're going to obviously call for another rideshare. So let's get into this a little more. We have 7 people in the house. I'm hoping to get at least 15. So like I said, I'm doing this for my good friend Donnie, and I want to have a few people in here. So let's break this video down. If you guys have seen it, go grab a soda, or if you're not driving and it's after 2 o'clock and you're home, grab a beer, something, whatever you want to do. It is the after hours rideshare club, right? So let's get back to this.
Organization to create this series of short videos help you understand how drivers can do their part to maintain a safe, respectful, and comfortable ride for all. We will also be giving you strategies for how to handle uncomfortable or challenging situations you may experience with passengers. In the following videos, you'll learn more about the diverse community of drivers and passengers and how everyone's differences can determine whether an interaction feels comfortable or uncomfortable. You'll also learn skills to address challenging interactions. This partnership helps us build a more common understanding of what a safer space looks like during a ride, how certain passenger and driver behaviors can move us closer to or farther away from this safer space, and how everyone can take simple steps to build and maintain a safer, more comfortable community. It's a big deal to us at Lyft anytime a driver or passenger feels uncomfortable. We take our community guidelines to heart, and we want our entire community to act using these simple but powerful.
I'm going to call BS on that, but anyway. Drivers come first. That's funny.
Powerful rules. Be safe, be helpful, be respectful. Our community is diverse, and passengers may differ from us in a number of ways. Verbal harassment, physical harassment, or sexual misconduct of any kind is not tolerated by Lyft. Respect is huge at Lyft. We expect all drivers and passengers to be respectful of each other at all times. What does this mean? Simply put, it means that yelling, screaming, or fighting are not acceptable. It also means that intimate kissing or touching, talking about anything sexual in nature, offering or requesting sexual behaviors, or watching pornographic material is not acceptable. These kinds of behaviors can lead to a driver or passenger being deactivated or removed from the platform.
First of all, I don't know how a driver is supposed to watch pornographic material while he's driving. And after almost 2,500 rides, I've never had somebody watching pornographic material in the back of my car. Have had them make out a few times, but again, let's move on. Here we go. We've still got 7 people in the house. I'm shooting for 15. I was hoping Donnie would actually join in, but Beacon. All right. Let's get back to it.
Remember, Lyft is here to help support you 24/7 through the help button on the app if
Not.
you experience any uncomfortable or disrespectful behaviors or actions. Also, the in-app 911 button can be used during emergencies. By everyone doing their part, we can continue our goal of making Lyft the safest form of transportation for everyone. So let's get started and learn how you can apply Lyft's community guidelines in everyday situations. A message has
Yeah. Right. Okay, cool, Lisa. Thank you. All right, so let's move on. And we've got 9 in the house. Donnie, thank you so much. Glad you're in the After Hours Rideshare Club. The man, the myth, the legend, COM is in the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, my friend, our friend who is doing this giveaway is in the chat room. Feel free to chat away with him, please. Give him the thumbs up and give him some props. Wish him, wish him a quick recovery. And Donnie, Beacon was here last night too. We have a Purple Heart Army veteran in the house right now. Forrest Game Noob. He's a good person. I had a really nice long chat with him, and it's good people. So we do have a vet. Oh, that's right. I know, Donnie, never mind. You met him you made a comment last night. I'm sorry. All right, next video. And we're up to 9. So we're 5 away and about 5 more minutes before we do the drawing. And Donnie is in the house, so I've got my verifier so he can watch it too. Here we go. Next video.
Growing up, how did you say hello to someone? Did you offer a handshake? Did you give them a hug? Did you kiss them on both cheeks?
Kicked him in the
Or
butt.
did you stand at a distance, nodding your head in a respectful way?
So
don't worry, there's no right or wrong answer to this.
Wrong.
In this video, I want to give you the opportunity to understand a bit more about yourself and how this understanding can help create a safer community here.
Really? I don't. Lyft is going to Lyft is telling us how to understand ourselves. This should be a GIF right here.
At Lyft. At Lyft, we pride ourselves on the diversity of all drivers and passengers. Our community includes people of all ages,
10 people in the room,
abilities, and genders. We all grew up in different places, during different decades, with different rules and social norms. As a result, we all have a different level of comfort with personal space, appropriate behavior, and appropriate topics of conversation. And we all have our unique preferences for saying hello to someone. Both drivers and passengers at Lyft have the amazing opportunity to meet so many people who are different than we are. Our goal is to make sure that every interaction is safe, comfortable, and respectful for drivers and passengers. As a Lyft driver, your actions are critical to ensure that we're creating a safer community. It starts with recognizing and respecting differences. Take a few seconds to think about how you're different than other drivers or passengers. Maybe you're
I know why I'm different, because I'm just kidding. Sorry.
the kind of person who's very outgoing and prefers to have conversations with your passengers.
Yeah, that's about 80% of us right there.
Maybe you're the kind of person who's quiet, who prefers to keep to themselves and
Donnie, not.
take your passengers to their destinations in silence. Neither type of person is better or worse than the other. We all just have different preferences. When you're aware of what feels comfortable to you and how that might differ from what feels comfortable to a passenger, you can then take steps to ensure that a ride feels comfortable and safe for both of you.
I'm sorry. I was just in a stupor because, again, they're telling how we're supposed to feel and know ourselves. Gotta love it. Thanks, Lyft.
Because no matter how similar or different we are from other passengers or drivers, we can all do our part to ensure a safe and comfortable experience for everyone.
Oh, good Lord. All right. We'll check out the comments here. Oh, Roy's in the house watching. What's up, Roy? Keep eyes on this. I'm gonna pop through this quick little video here, and we're kind of tearing it apart a little bit, and then we're gonna do the drawing. Here is our next one.
Welcome back. In our last video, you learned that being aware of differences between yourself and a passenger is an important part of creating a safer community at Lyft. In this video, we're going to help you understand the impact of our differences. Because what feels safe, helpful, and respectful to you might be different from what feels safe, helpful, and respectful for a passenger. Let's start with...
Exactly. The passengers don't give a flying rat's patootie. I'm taking Donnie's comment about not swearing on the channel. These people are getting into our vehicles, and let's just move on. This is almost like watching a comedy show.
An example. How would you feel if someone told you, "Wow, you look great"? Now,
I would say thank you very much for telling me that I look great, because I really worked really hard and tried to look this good. All this right here. Thank you for telling me, because all this right here works.
some people might say the answer is definitely A. I would love someone to tell me I look great. Other people might respond with B, because for them, any comment about the way they look can make them feel uncomfortable.
That's because telling them they look great and they know they look like.
For many people, C might be the best answer, because in some situations, this comment would make them feel happy, but in other situations, it would make them feel uncomfortable. It would depend on details like who made the comment, when the comment was said, and how the person made the comment. For example, with what tone of voice.
Maria looks like, I'm sorry, Marquitos Pino. How do you get in the drawing? You're in the drawing already. It's coming through the chat. Anyone that's in the chat, anyone that's left comments on GodonnieCOM's videos, are all in the running. Everybody that is on the channel is in the running.
Voice, eye contact, and body language, and so on. The fact that the same comment can affect us all so differently makes perfect sense. Since we all come from different backgrounds and experiences, we all have different boundaries. Boundaries are like invisible lines that we each have that separate what feels comfortable from what feels uncomfortable. People often think of boundaries as related to physical space. For example, some people feel comfortable saying hello with a hug, whereas other people wouldn't feel comfortable with that.
7 people in the house, Donnie.
Boundaries can also apply in conversation, specifically when they mention personal topics such as someone's appearance, relationship status, where they live, their job, or their religious or political opinions. This means that the same comment can make someone feel either comfortable or uncomfortable depending on what that person's boundaries are. Going back to our example, let's say you told a
Payment
passenger,
Alley,
"Wow,
yeah.
you look great."
I'm sorry.
Because you will be interacting with passengers who have different boundaries. This comment feel positive for some passengers, but for other passengers, it might feel negative. You might be thinking, well, wait a minute.
All right,
If I made this comment,
I'm not going to do this anymore.
Intentions. I would just be trying to be friendly.
I can't believe I had to sit through 20 minutes of that stuff. Okay, so Donnie, are you in the room? I don't. Lisa said you were. Lisa, is Donnie watching, or is he actually in the chat? Oh, Donnie's in the chat. Pinger, pinger. Oh, the dude is driving without a voice. Whew, I'll bet you his regulars are very happy right now. Oh man, he's gonna replay this video. Okay, so we got 7 people watching. We were up there for a minute. Roy's watching. Okay, and I just saw um Donnie got a pinger pinger, so he's on his pinger pinger to go get him. So when Donnie gets back, I will pull the name. Let me get over to here. All right, so I'm ready to go. I really would like Donnie to be here. Excuse me, so he can verify through the chat with Rideshare Lisa that the name that I'm going to pull up is legit, and that way he knows. So yeah, Lisa. I saw him in the chat, but it says at 11:53, it looked like he got a pinger pinger. I don't know if he's back yet. Just screenshot it. Oh, that's a good one. I can do that. Yeah, I can do that. So it is 3 o'clock on East Coast, guys. I know it's really early in the morning. I'm sure you guys got things to do Monday morning. So with 7 in the house, I am going to go through and we're going to pick that winner. So here we go. Let's see. Sorry. Getting close. The ticker's ticking. Where is it? There we go. So what I was trying to do, where the hell is it? Bear with me. All right, so I'm trying to pick a video here. Oh, Eve. Let's see. No, that's not it. Is that it? That looks like a good one. Let's see what we got here. Getting close.
How y'all doing out there, TV land? This is GodonnieCOM. Come on.
Tonight it's hey, it's GodonnieCOM. Just kidding. All right. Let's see. Where the hell is it? Oh, good goodness. All right. I'll screenshot it later. Bear with me. And let's see. Surge Master, what's up? Just so you know, Donnie's got no voice. Obviously, that's why you're here. Thanks for joining the After Hours Rideshare Club. He also requested and was notified that if any explicit language is used on the videos or even in the chat, that they can take the video down. So my moderator, Lisa, is going to be deleting messages. Not going to get timed out. We don't play that game here. We keep it real. But no swearing. We got to watch what's going on in the chat until we verify it. And I do have people working on that. We got to keep the comments legit until we know exactly what's going on. And again, I'm actually doing this for Donnie, so I'm going to respect his wishes and requests. And so, I mean, you know, if you want to use the little symbols to do whatever, I don't think that's too bad. But we got to keep. I have to watch what I say, and I'm Italian, so that's really difficult. And we got to keep the chat clear. So, that being said, we lost one. We're back to 9. Let's see, Donnie, are you back in? Or are you still panging on your pinger? Oh yeah, I hope they don't take this away from me. All right.
A message has been received.
All right. Okay. So we're starting to lose people. 2 more minutes, and I'll be scrolling through, and we're gonna drop a name. All right. Oh, Donnie. All right, Donnie, hang tight. We got 1 more minute, and I'm doing it. I'm gonna go for it, and we're gonna give your money away. I told there's 11 people watching. I told that you were giving away 12 of them, so somebody's gonna get 2. I'm just kidding. Don't have a heart attack. And man, I wish you were live right now, because I would love to hear you try and scream at me. Come on, man. See you, wham. And let's see. Got 1 more minute. I'm watching the timer. Watching that clock. So got 11 in the got 11 people in the club, Donnie. Got some new ones here. NYC driver, LOG. I'm just kidding. All right. Got about 30 seconds, I think. Maybe less. Maybe less. Got my cool little laser light show going on in the background there. I know it's super cheesy, but yeah. All right. So come on, clock, do your thing. Switch over to that 12:05. All right, Donnie, hang tight, man. All right, Donnie wants me to do it. So here we go. All right. And our winner is going to be dun 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 dun. Double check. All right, and the arrow drops on. Bam. ROXCYN. Roxanne. All right, Donnie. So a roll of the mouse, jiggle of the chat on the video with the 2 police cars surrounding your charger. Roxanne was the winner. ROXCYN. Come on, man. You got it? Okay. Roy says it's Roxy. So Roxy got it. Yeah, she's on. I know I think I've seen her on Roy's channel. So the winner of the 50COM Amazon gift card is Roxanne or Roxy. Congratulations, Donnie. What do you need me to do? Oh, okay, Lisa. You see? Okay, all right. Well then, Donnie, you and Lisa get together, and that's why I dropped my little arrow on was Roxanne, ROXCYN. So I guess that's it. Unless you got y'all in chat for a little bit. Like I said, I know it's a Sunday night. I know some of y'all got to wake up early, and some of you are 3 hours ahead of me. So, um, well, I don't rig, man. We don't play game. We don't play that game in this house. We keep it legit. I know you're just kidding, but there's a lot of people. Donnie's got 500 subscribers to choose from. So everybody had a 1 in 500. Actually, 502. So everybody had a 1 in 502 chance.
A message has been received.
Hold on. I will. Okay, Lisa. I'll shoot that to him. So anyway, does anybody have any questions while we're here? I know Lyft and Uber are actually taking money back from drivers with these passenger scams where you're supposed to pick them up at the pin, and you get to the pin and you arrive, and then the passenger calls up and says, "Hey, I'm a block away," or something like that. Can you come and get me? I was going to do a video on that. Chris and I were real rideshare stories. We're going to actually collaborate on video on that, but I can give you a quick short story. If you get a ride request, you go to the pin drop on the map, Lyft or Uber, it doesn't matter, and you arrive and you wait your 5, and if they don't show up, cancel, collect, and drive. I'm borrowing that from Dustin is Driving. Do not leave the pin drop. There's 2 reasons. If you leave the pin drop, it won't allow you to pick up the passenger on the app. I've actually run into that problem before. So technically, you have to drive and go pick up that passenger, bring them back to the pin drop, and then accept the ride. Well, guess what? Now you've got somebody in your car, and it may only be a half a block. It may be a block. It doesn't matter. You have an accident, you're not covered because you haven't started the ride yet. So if the passenger isn't there and they text you, "Hey, I'm just, I'm across the street." Good. I'll wait for you. You got 5 minutes to show up. If you don't show up, cancel the ride. It's that simple. Don't and I've seen a couple of the other videos that are out there too. But if a passenger, I guess they're getting really strict on the GPS too, on the maps. So if you pick up a passenger and they want to go to point B and say, "Oh, can you stop by a liquor store?" I don't have a problem with that. I know that they're tracking me. I know that if I have to go a block out of the way, I never thought it was a problem. Apparently now it is, and they can actually Lyft or Uber may actually just take the ride away from you, whether the passenger calls and complains or doesn't. So if they want you, if a passenger is asking you to take them to a second drop off, apparently they have to add the second drop off. There's a little rub with that though. There's a little glitch. The problem is what I've seen on Uber. I don't know so much Lyft, but I had a really bad accident 3 weeks ago, so I haven't been on in either platform for 3 weeks. If they add in that second destination, it falls in after their drop off, which is usually their home. So in essence, you're going to drive them home, and then you've got to take them back to the liquor store. So just for safety's sake, we all know riders play games. The passengers play games, and they always try to get what they can. I don't mind driving a mile out of the way to go to a liquor store, whatever, half a mile there, half a mile back. I've never had a problem with that before. But if Lyft and Uber are choking us out on this thing, the best thing I can tell everybody is if they want to go to a liquor store, try to be professional, keep it real, be safe, all that good stuff. And let the passenger know there's been a change to the terms of service, and you have to follow exactly what your GPS says. And if they want to add a location, that's fine, but you're going to wind up taking them to their drop-off location first, then taking them back. And I know with Lyft, they can. I mean, I've actually taken passengers to 5 or 6 different places, and I'm allowed to change it once we get to the arrival. On Uber, I think it's only 2 or 3, and at that point, the passenger or the driver cannot make any additional. It cannot make additional stops on that particular ride, so they have to re-request again. So, with that being said, when you pick up a passenger and they're not at the pin drop, advise them, I'm sorry, I cannot leave the pin drop. And of course, you're going to hear the excuse, well, I just took a guess, or that's not the location I put in. That's BS, because they had to have put in that location because that's where the map put them. Like I said, try to give them a call, tell them I'm at the pin drop. If they want you to come and get them, do not go get them. Do not leave that pin. If you leave the pin, you can't accept the ride. You have to drive back. It's not worth it. It's not worth a $5 or $10 ride, even if it's a block away. If something happens, you are not covered. And second part is, if they want to add a stop, they have to add the stop. And what I've noticed on Uber's platform, not so much Lyft, is they cannot change the first drop off. They can only, on Uber, on Lyft, I think they can flip them. I don't think they can on Uber. And I disagree. I got to see. More than 2 minutes, they'll come and say. I pissed the customer off. See where I just picked them up, travel. I'm just trying to catch up on the chat. Well, like I said, I'm just putting out there what I've been told, and as far as what I've seen happen on my app. All I know is, they don't pay us very much. We can do other rides. The passengers get at least on Lyft, they get a 2-minute warning before we show up. And I do believe they get a 2-minute warning before we show up on Uber too. And then we have to wait 5 minutes on top of that. So the passenger's getting a 7-minute time frame for them to get to our vehicle. And how many, I see comments where they say, well, you're going to piss off your passenger. Well, passengers, they piss us off too sometimes. I'm just telling you what I've heard. You can't leave the pin. You can't arrive before you get to the pin, and you're not supposed to take them to a different location unless they change it. So, if that's incorrect, I apologize, and I will look into it a little more. I'll call Lyft and Uber tomorrow after I'm done with some other things. And I think that would be a good video to really break down and tear apart and get into, get our hands dirty and see exactly what they mean by the the pickup and the drop offs and the adding stops and other stuff. So, good night time or 66. Thanks for your support, 66. Donnie, you want to throw anything in the chat real quick? Or you know what? Oh, you can't talk. You want to send me a text so I can show everybody anything? Or do you want to drop something in the text before I shut this down and see who else is might be awake? I don't even think, last thing I know, Lisa was telling me the beacon wasn't even live. So, NYC, I do too, because in my area, I'm in a very large open area, and the pin drop will sometimes put it behind the house. And on some of the streets, we have, the sound walls for the backyard, and it'll put the pickup directly in the back of the street. I mean, directly in the middle of the street, and there's houses on both sides of you. You're on a main thoroughfare, and there's houses to your right and houses to your left. I normally drive into the neighborhoods. I don't necessarily agree with it either, but what I have come to find out is, if I'm not close enough, I know it gives me an option for like a GPS issue or passenger walk to me or whatever it is. I always try to get as close as the pin as I can. I'm not just like everybody else. I don't want to piss off the passenger. I don't want to make it difficult for him, and I don't want to make it difficult for me either. But sometimes these pin drops are depending on your market, can be in such an odd area, you really don't know which direction to go. And if that's the case, sometimes you just got to go with it. But you brought up a good point. So as a matter of fact, I'm going to take a note on that. Call Lyft, Uber, pin drop. So thanks for the material. I will call them both tomorrow, and that'll be a good video, and I'll be able to break it down. Maybe they can send me an email or something, or somewhere to look in their TOS as to what they want us to do with the pin drops go NYC. So I hope that helps, and thanks. I will look into that, and we'll clarify it. Let's see what's Donnie saying. You know what, Ali? That would be pretty cool. Yeah, you're right, NYC. Uber support is kind of but I've been really happy with Lyft support, and I'll give it a shot. That's all that's all I can do, and I'll let you know what I come up with. If I get whatever information I get, I can always drop a 2, 3, 4, 5. I can drop a short video. But you're right. I do agree. I do agree with the pickup that we should try to get as close to the passenger as possible. But sometimes you can't do it. Sometimes it's in a back house. Sometimes it's in an alley. And sometimes the passenger literally just puts in the wrong location and they be in the middle of a field. Hopefully they're okay. But anyway, let's see. Can't call support for advice on the apps. They call them for app glitches or well, I've called support with Lyft on a lot of stuff, and I actually have a little inside tip on Lyft, maybe flipping back to the multiplier and getting rid of the flat rate surge too. Lyft has been really I've been really happy with Lyft, but again, 3 weeks ago I was in a bad accident, totaled my car, and haven't been on the road. And I just literally updated everything, and what I'm looking at is completely different than what I saw 3 weeks ago. So I've been out of the game a bit. But I've been really happy with Lyft support. Uber support I've dealt with on a couple occasions, and I'm neither here nor there with that one yet, because I really haven't had an issue on Uber. I've only got a couple hundred rides, so. But their support doesn't seem to be quite as on top of things as Lyft. And even though Lyft is smaller, and I side more with Lyft only because that was who I started with, off and on for almost 2 years ago. I've been really happy with their support and the information that they've given me. And I don't know if Donnie's still out there. I just a piece of advice, because I know Donnie has 2 Dodge Chargers, and I'm hopefully picking one up Tuesday. Mine's got leather, and I actually contacted Lyft support, and they actually made a request because it's a 2019. Maybe I'll get lucky and they'll sell it, and I'll have to get a 2020. They actually put in a request to make the Chargers now luxury vehicles and put them on the Lux list, because that's a full size 4-door with leather interior, and it meets all their criteria, with the exception that they say Dodges are muscle cars. Well, so is the Cadillac CTS, the Jaguar, the Porsche, the Tesla S, and the Tesla X. So, but Lyft support actually sent me an email stating that they had sent a note up to corporate requesting that they add the Dodge Charger line and the Dodge Durango line to the luxury list. So that's what I got. I saw that, Ali, and it's for 2020. And I didn't get to see the whole thing, but that's right, honey. You still awake? Remember the hold on, guys, because my wife was interested in this too. And she's not a Ford girl; she's a Chevy girl. The Ford E. Remember they were talking about that? Electric. That's what it was. That's their newest thing for 2020. Never call anybody. Let him call me. Another GIF moment. Really? Hell, Ford electric Mustang. Yeah, that's what I would think. If it's an electric vehicle, well, I don't know. An SUV, that's an awful lot of weight to move with a battery. That's kind of like buying a big Trax and programming it to do 1,000 things, and it only gets to 20, and the batteries go dead because whatever. Um, let's see. Let's check up with the chat here. Help. No, the Ford electric Mustang. I'm sorry, I misread your question, Janoy. The Ford electric Mustang is based on the GT platform, from what I understand. It's just a plug and play. That's. I actually didn't. I don't know if it's even worth dropping a video about, but hybrids and electric vehicles like the Ford. I actually drove a Ford Fusion hybrid, and I've been a Dodge person my whole life. My dad was a Dodge guy. I grew up with Dodges. I've never had a problem. I currently race for Dodge, exclusively for Dodge. So I've been very happy with my Dodge vehicles. But I don't. Oh man, I lost my train of I do think the electric vehicle, the electric Mustang is just based on the GT platform. Although from what I saw, the headlights are. Oh, I remember where I was going. The headlights. It does the front of this Mustang E is what they're calling it. I think is what they're calling it, the Mustang E. It doesn't even. The front end is completely revamped. No round headlights, nothing. Now it's just. It looks more like it almost looks like the Fusion, and that's what I was talking about. I rented a Fusion hybrid, and that was a really nice car. Heated leather seats, cool leather seats, 56 miles to the gallon on that little 4-cylinder. And when you mashed the gas, it was both electric and the motor, and that thing got up pretty good. I was pretty impressed, and I think they were like $30,000 or something. I just rented one, but it was fun. So. I agree with you, Ali. I think that, what I found out, and I'm not going to say from where or from who, was that the biggest vehicles that are on luxury and luxury XL and luxury black and black XL are what? General Motors, Suburbans, Cadillacs, and the cars, Cadillacs, Lincolns, all that stuff. Rumor has it, or anything like that. I'm just give information that I found out. I'm gonna get my little lights going on here. I gotta show these the beacon later. You might get a kick out of them. Is when Lyft had its tiers, like Uber Pro's got the blue diamond and then gold and then platinum and then the black diamond. Lyft had silver, gold, and platinum. I actually got up to platinum, and when I was at platinum level on Lyft, one of the things they offered was a car buying program, and they gave you a discount on buying a new vehicle. And at one point, so I checked out, entered in all my information. It was $3,200 off. Dodge wasn't in there. It was a Chevy vehicle. So that tells me that they've got something going on with GM, where if you buy a GM vehicle, maybe they're getting a little something in return for the referral bonus. Let's call it that, just to be safe. But that's how I look at it, and I absolutely agree. The people have all the power, and I am not 100% on what Lyft should consider as a luxury vehicle. I mean, I'm a simpleton, I guess. I'm your average, everyday, middle class, middle of the line, you know, person. I don't make $100,000 a year. I don't make $250,000 a year. Um, I'm happy with the nice things. I don't need the expensive toys. I do need a new car, but I'm looking at a Dodge Charger GT. Its sticker is at $35,000. Thank God Dodge sponsors me for my racing, because I'm getting $14,000 off. No, I'm sorry, $12,000 off of this car right off the top. So that's a big help. But I don't see why that Charger, two-tone red and black leather interior. It'll have tinted windows. It meets all of the requirements for a luxury vehicle. It's actually got more room on the inside than a Cadillac CTS, and they call it a muscle car. Yet the one I'm getting, the GT, is only 300 horsepower, and the Cadillac CTS is 560 horsepower. Okay, and Road and Track calls a CTS one of America's top 10 muscle cars of 2019. So again, like you said, whoever's picking these vehicles and saying, well, Dodge is a muscle car and the rest are not, I'm going to call foul on that, because the Tesla S, the Tesla X, the Porsche, the Jaguar, and the Cadillac CTS are all on that list of muscle cars. From it's either Motor Trend or there was another one on it, and they're American muscle cars, especially the CTS. Oh, and the Mercedes-Benz CLS 550 AMG, which is the supercharged version of that. That's a muscle car, and yet that's also a luxury vehicle and a Lux Black vehicle on both Lyft and Uber. So I'm going to put up a fight. I told my wife that if they won't do it with the hubs or the inspection stations, we're going to take a trip up to San Francisco, because I think that passengers would like to have some more options, and as a driver and looking out for other drivers, I believe that we should have more vehicle options too. I mean, like I said, that Ford Fusion, I had the Ford Fusion hybrid. It was the titanium version. That's what it was. Hell, my wife liked the car, and neither one of us are big on Fords. This thing was really, really nice. Dodge Charger. Ask Donnie. I've seen it. He's got an SXT. Those now are fully appointed cars with leather interior, heated seat, all that stuff. To be honest with you, what was the other car I saw that I would actually consider for a luxury vehicle? It was a full size. Not the Accord. I don't remember what it was, but there are a lot of vehicles out there that should be on the Lux list that aren't. And I honestly believe that you should, whoever's picking these, again, you give the customers more options, you give the drivers more options. Drivers can make more money. If we're making more money because our vehicles are now luxury approved and we can do luxury rides, they're making more money. So in a business sense, doesn't it make sense to say, hey, you know what? We should take the Dodge Charger, or we should take the Dodge Durango, or we should take, this vehicle and add them to the luxury list, because now our passengers are going to have more options to choose from. The drivers are going to have more ways to make money. So it's a good business. It's a good business decision on both ends of the platform, and it would still keep the scale nice and level. Just add a few extra vehicles, and everybody would be happy. So auto manufacturers are going to be in a pickle. 6%. Well, it was 50-50 in my house. I actually wanted to get a Dodge Challenger, but my wife was very smart and said, if you get a Challenger, which she liked, but my wife is a very petite, beautiful young lady, a whopping 5 feet 1 inch. She had a hard time seeing over the hood of the car. I mean, it's really it's really straight. So, and it's a 2-door, so I couldn't use it anyway. And so of course we had a nice discussion. And to be honest with you, I like the Charger better. I'm not going through a midlife crisis, and the GT is awesome. It's got nice bolstered seats. They hold you in place very well. 300 horsepower is more than enough. If I get my other sponsor on board, it'll be 525 horsepower out of that V6. So, but that's a whole nother after hours club discussion. We'll talk about cars some other time as far as race cars. But you know, with 60% of women are the ones that choose cars, huh? Where'd that go? There it is. 60% of new car purchases decisions are made by women. Most guys don't buy new cars. What are you saying? What are you saying? What are you saying, Ali? I'm just kidding. You know what? You can't put some. The only way, Ali, that Rideshare can put us on a lease is if we lease the vehicles directly through Lyft or directly through Uber. I honestly don't believe that. I've seen the hire car and all that other stuff. I'm not paying $200 a week or $187 a week for a car before I start making money. I mean, do the math. Round it up. It's $800 a month, right? $800 a month to get put in the rental car. Now, mind you, it's insured. There's no maintenance. You can drive that thing into the ground. I don't know about tires though. I think you might be responsible for the tires, but all the the heavy duty stuff, brakes and clutches and transmissions, engines, that's all covered. I'm not paying $700 a month to rent a car. Just it's not mine. It might as well throw the money down the toilet. I don't mind paying $350 a month for a brand new car, but I'm not leasing anything. Leases only give you 12 to 15,000 miles. A lot of us that are doing rideshare can easily do that in 3 months or 6 months, whatever. There is no way you can do a lease at 15,000 miles a year, not go over that mileage, unless you're not going to make anything. You're going to park the car in 4 months, and it's going to sit in your driveway as an ornament for another 8 months until you can put another 15,000 miles on it again. Let's see. That's they're not going to release numbers as to how many cars released or owned, because they know that the majority of people own, like I'm sure pretty much everybody in the club right now, we all own our own vehicles. And if you don't, and you've got a good deal, then you got in at the right time. The reason they're not going to put out how many, whether it's Lyft or Uber or Via or Trip, or I don't even know if Trip is even a real thing at this point. That's just kind of gone the way of the dodo. They're not going to put that out because they don't want us to know whether. I don't think it has anything to do from a business point of view, as far as X amount of drivers are in leases, X amount of drivers are using their own vehicles. I don't think it has anything to do with business as far as putting out numbers like that. I think they hide it because they don't want us to know. Because we're putting, I put 52,000 miles on my little Dart in 11 months. 52,000 miles in 11 months. When I started full time with Lyft in November of last year, my car had 19,100 miles on it. When it got totaled, it had 72,600 and change. And I did that in under a year. So in the first 3 years I owned that car, I only put 19,000 on it. When I started driving for Lyft, I managed to put over 50,000 on the car. The tax write-off will be cool, but the car is now rotting away in a salvage yard somewhere. So, all right, NYC, go get your ride. Get that money. It affects the marketplace because if they can cycle in. You know what, Ali? The only problem with that is do the math on it. As far as do the mileage numbers on that. I don't know of any dealerships that have leases that are less than. I think there's one. I think Volkswagen has a 2-year lease. VW is, I think, one of the only manufacturers that offers a 2-year lease. Most are 3. If you lease the vehicle and put all those miles on it, and then turn around and then lease another one, and lease another one, and lease another one, there would be so many used cars sitting around with these just unbelievable amount of miles. I don't think that would be beneficial to anybody. I mean, yeah, a lease payment obviously is much cheaper than a car payment, especially if you're talking a higher end vehicle. But if you're getting a Corolla or a Camry or something, whatever the case may be, that lease payment's nice, but once you hit that certain mile mark, you can't use the car because they're anything over their mile per year, it just you pay through the nose to that. And again, after the lease is up, they can't sell that as a new car. So now you've got this huge, and it wouldn't take long to get this huge influx of used vehicles that would completely outnumber new vehicles. And I wouldn't mind buying a used vehicle, but I'm not buying a used vehicle that's got 60 or 80,000 miles on it when the warranties there's no warranty on them anymore. I don't know how they've been driven. I'd rather start from scratch, pay a little extra more, per month, and be able to do what I want to do to that car. You can't change anything on a lease vehicle. And like I said, I use my car for rideshare, I use my car for personal use, and I race my car. If I lease a car, I can use it for personal use, and I can use it for rideshare, and that's it. I can't do anything. I can't modify it. I can't change the wheels. I can't change the suspension. I can't upgrade lights. I can't add anything on it. Nothing. So, lease vehicles are good for businesses if you're an independent business owner and you can write it off of your business and whatever. But as far as rideshare, unless you can get in on Uber or Lyft's rental where they pay for it or help you pay for it, and I still think $180 a week is way too much. Leasing the car, in my opinion, is not the way to go. All right, Donnie. Well, you know what? I'm gonna end the stream too. Go get you got a pinger. So go panger. Everybody. Sorry I got a little lengthy on the car thing. Donnie, got his winner. I'm gonna give him my moderator Lisa's number. She's obviously either watching or stepped out. I haven't seen her up here for a bit. And that's it. So you guys, we got our winner. It was Roxanne, and I'm gonna end the stream. So I know it's late, and thank you again for joining. Congratulations to Roxanne or Roxy for winning the gift card. Thanks for joining the After Hours Rideshare Club. My name is John, my Rideshare Trickster. Check out my channel. If you like what you see, go ahead and subscribe. If you don't, I'm okay with that too. So with that being said, everybody, have a good night. Be safe. Keep it real. Be professional. And drive on. Donnie, hope you feel better soon. Everybody else, until next time, drive on. Good night.